Good morning, my name is Blandina. This is the first video on this channel. This video is about the Canterbury Tales by Geoffrey Chaucer. Those who are preparing for TRB exams can find these videos useful. Okay, we'll go to the quiz part. First question, mention the months in the opening lines of the Canterbury Tales. Option A, December and June. Option B, May and June. Option C, March and April. Option D, November and December. So it is option C, March and April. Next question. The name of the wind mentioned in the prologue. Option A, Zephyrus. Option B, Chinook. Option C, Westerlies. Option D, Mistral. It is option A, Zephyrus. Okay. Next question. Question number 3. The number of pilgrims mentioned in the prologue by Chaucer. Option A, 9 and 30. Option B, 9 and 20. Option C, 8 and 30. Option D, 8 and 20. It is option B, 9 and 20. See, without including the Tabard in Warner and Chaucer. 29 is only the pilgrims. Okay, question number 4. Where were the pilgrims traveling in the Canterbury Tales? Option A, to the shrine of St. Thomas Becket in Canterbury. Option B, Church of St. John the Baptist. Option C, Bethlehem. Option D, St. Philomena's Cathedral. It is option A, to the shrine of St. Thomas Becket in Canterbury. Okay, question number 5. How does Chaucer describe the pilgrim? Option A, who they are. Option B, their degree. Option C, how they dress. Option D, their color. The options are option number 1, A, B, and C. Option number 2, A, B, and D. Option number 3, B, C, and D. Option number 4, A, C, and D. It is number 1, A, B, and C. Chaucer describes the pilgrims using who they are, their degree, and how they dress. Instead of dress, the word array, A-R-R-A-Y, is used in the original text. We'll move to the next question. Question number 6. Who is the first character described in the general prologue? Is it option A, the squire? Option B, the prioress? Option C, the knight? Option D, the yeoman? It is option C, the knight. 7th question. How many battles the knight had fought? Is it 11 or 15, 10 or 14? So how many battles? Yes, it is option B, 15. So in the text it is described as the knight had fought 15 mortal battles. Okay. Question number 8. Match the line to the character. At Alexandria, he, when it was one. Option A, the squire. Option B, the friar. Option C, the franklin. Option D, the knight. Yes, it is option D, the knight. So when Alexandria was won, he was there. So that was it is in the line, at Alexandria, he, when it was won. Okay, question number 9. Who recently came back from his voyage and joined the pilgrimage? Option A, the knight. Option B, the reeve. Option C, the manciple. Option D, the parson. It is option A, the knight. Chaucer only saying that the knight has recently came back from his voyage, but he didn't mention from where he came back. He didn't mention the place at all. Okay, question number 10. So, how old is the squire in Canterbury Tales? So, the squire is the son of the knight. So, what is the age of the squire? 24, 20, 22, 25. Yes, it is option B, 20. Okay. 11th question. Mention the character related to the line. So, the line is, he was as fresh as is the month of May. So, who is he? Is it option A, the knight? Option B, the yeoman? Option C, the squire? Or option D, the monk? Who is as fresh as is the month of May? Yes, it is absolutely option C, the squire, because he was very young, right? He was only 20. Okay, 12th question. How did the squire dress in the Canterbury Tales? We already saw in the previous question that Chaucer using three criteria to describe the pilgrims. First one, who they are. Second one, their degree. And then the third one, how they dress. See, this question is how the squire dressed. Option A, short gown with sleeves both long and wide. Or B, long gown with sleeves both long and wide. Or C, short gown with sleeveless. D, long gown with sleeveless. So what is the right answer? It's option A, short gown with sleeves both long and wide. Okay. So question number 13. What was the squire doing all day? Option A, singing and dancing. Option B, singing and riding. Option C, singing or fluting. Option D, fluting and dancing. It is option C, singing or fluting. 14th question. A lover and a lusty bachelor. This line refers whom? Dash. Option A, the friar. Option B, the merchant. Option C, the clerk. Option D, the squire. Yes, it is option D, the squire. So this is the last question of this video. Fill in the blank. He slept no more than does a dash. It means that he slept less than a option A, raven, option B, sparrow, option C, nightingale, option D, swallow. He slept no more than does a nightingale. He slept no more than a nightingale. Okay, that was our last question. So now, see, I gave some important lines from the general prologue, the descriptions about the knight and the squire. Okay, the first two lines of the Canterbury Tales. When April with his showers, sweet with fruit. So, the month April is related to showers. They may ask, right? And then why I am saying is this. See the next line. March is related to drought. So the drought of March has pierced into the root. So the month March is connected to the drought, and April is connected to showers. It means rain. And then Zephyr also has with his sweet breath. Zephyr is a Greek god of the west wind, as I already mentioned before. So, Zephyr is blowing and it says that spring is approaching. The next important line, of England they to Canterbury went. So the pilgrims were traveling from England to Canterbury. Okay, so what is the purpose of their visit? The holy blessed martyr there to seek, who helped them when they lay so ill and weak. See, these pilgrims are traveling to Canterbury to get the blessings of the saint. Okay, the blessings of the martyr. So, who is the martyr mentioned here? It is Thomas Becket. He was the Archbishop of Canterbury. Okay, and he was murdered in the cathedral in 1170 in a dispute with King Henry II of England. Okay, so these pilgrims are going to Canterbury to get the blessings, not only to get the blessings, to thank. Why? Because this martyr, Thomas Becket, has helped them when they pray, when they were ill and weak. Okay, so they are going to give thanks, and at the same time they are going to get the blessings of the martyr. Okay, next line, in Southwark at the Tabard as I lay. So this is the name of the inn they were staying, all the pilgrims, Chaucer, everybody were staying in this particular inn. Where was it? It is in Southwark. See, Southwark is the south of a London Bridge. Okay, so inn means is a hotel or a bar. And then, so how many of them traveled? This is the original text, some 9 and 20 in a company. So 29 of them. Okay. Next, to inform you of the state of every one of all these as it appeared to me, and who they were, and what was their degree, and also what array they all were in. So using these things, the criteria, see who they are, and then their degree and their array, Chaucer are describing each of the pilgrim. So here ends it, and then next the Chaucer started to describe the pilgrims one by one. So the first is the knight. He is saying that the knight loved chivalry, truth, honor, generousness, and courtesy. He is a knight, right? So he is participating in many battles. So here it is mentioned that he was at Alexandria when it was won. So this is one battle. When Alexandria was won, he was there. And then, see, the Alexandrian crusade led by Peter of Cyprus. So what is the crusade? What is the battle is about? Destruction of mosques and temples. Okay, so this war was led by Peter of Cyprus. Okay, so during that war, they were destroying the mosques and temples. So Chaucer is saying that by participating in this war, the knight um, showing his presence as a good Christian. And next point, he sat many times in the place of honor. See, he was very capable. So many times he sat many times, not once or twice, many times in the place of honor above all nations in Prussia. Okay, he was above all the knights in Prussia. Okay, next one. He had campaigned in Lithuania and in Russia. So these are all the places he fought. We already saw that he had fought 15 mortal battles, right? So these are all the places. Also, he had been there in Grenada at the siege. Siege means military operation. See, he fought 15 mortal battles, and he is a Christian, right? So he fought for his faith at Lemsen. So Lemsen is the site of Christian crusades in Algeria. So this Lemsen is in Algeria. So what is the battle is about? What they fought for? They were reclaiming the Holy Land from Muslims' control. Okay, and next point. 3 times he slew his foes. So 3 times it is particularly mentioned in the text that 3 times he slain means killed his enemies. Okay. Next, one time the knight with the lord of Palatine fought against the heathen in Turkey. So joining hands with the Lord, he fought against the heathen. Heathen means non-believer, where both of them fought in Turkey. And the knight was very brave, not only brave, he was very prudent. And Chaucer is using a simile here. The knight is compared to a maid. He was as meek as a maid. Okay, so the knight is as meek or gentle and courteous as a maid. See, he fought many battles, he won many battles, he sat in higher positions more than once, but he was never rude and he never uttered a rude word to anyone in all his life. Such kind of a character is our knight. And then he is a knight, right? So he is having horses. So what kind of horses? His horses were good. So he is having very good horses. But how he dresses? He was not dressing brightly. Not only that, see, he was wearing a habergeon. Habergeon means high-necked jacket, some kind of armor, all the knights used to wear. So his habergeon, this is the right word used in the text, habergeon stained with rust. So he's not taking much care about the way he dresses, right? So it shows that his dress is stained with rust. And the last one, he recently came back from the voyage and joined the pilgrimage. Here Chaucer is saying that the knight has recently came back from the voyage, but he didn't mention from where he came back. He didn't mention the place at all. Okay, so here hence the description of the knight, and we'll move on to next, squire. Okay, the squire is the son of the knight. Okay, so see, he is a lover and a lusty bachelor with locks curled. So what kind of hair he had? Curly hair. So 20 years, and he had been in a cavalry expedition. It's kind of a military force. Where what are the places? In Flanders, in Artois and Picardy. So these are all the places he was a part of military operation or military force. He was singing or fluting all the day. So what was he doing? Singing or fluting. And then he was as fresh as is the month of May, is 20 years. So he was very fresh. Okay, so he was wearing a short gown with sleeves long and wide. See here, Chaucer is giving the description of the dress. Next, he knew how to sit on horse and ride, so he can ride the horse well. Not only that, he can compose songs, he can dance, draw, and write. And he slept no more than a nightingale. So, he slept no more than a nightingale. And then, what kind of a person the squire is? He is courteous, humble, and willing to serve. So, um, this is the description about the squire. Chaucer is using. These are all the descriptions. So, if you are new to the Canterbury Tales, first go through these explanations and then go to the quiz area. So, if you have already prepared for exams and wrote exams once or twice, you can answer the questions directly. You may find it easy to answer. So, I hope this video is useful. Here ends the part 1. We will continue in part 2. Thank you.